So today we are going to start from Visualforce page, and like Visualforce page is the front-end side we are using, because in Visualforce page we are using the HTML file, HTML tags and all. Okay, so language will
The
be
Apex is completed, is it?
no, parallelly Apex will be chosen.
Okay, okay.
So Visualforce page will be like on the we can say it's a pictorial representation of HTML body, and if I'll go to Apex class, parallelly I'll create Apex class and I call that Apex class in Visualforce page. So backend functionality, front-end functionality will run in same time. So so let's create Apex class first. We'll say it's a calculator controller. Calculator, let's make it calculator all controller. Parallelly, let me create a Visualforce page. Calculator all page. Like if we have multiple components, and if we can say the name of like a Apex class as well, but that's not a best practice to give it, because if I'm giving a page, then it should be naming convention should be identified that this is my page, this is my Visualforce page. If it is controller, we should know that it is my Apex class. So now by default it is showing the page tag here, like it's showing the Apex class name, and I'm creating a constructor here that is as I told you mandatory for understanding purpose, and if I'll say public any string.
Hey, how did you open the visual page? Sorry, I just missed it. You created Apex class. Then how did you open that calculator all page VF?
No, I didn't open it. I created it from new. This is Apex class Visualforce page.
Oh, visual.
Like
Okay,
this.
okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So here I'm writing our getter setter, and we'll tell you what is it and all. Okay, so now what we are going to do here, let me just remove first. Let me just remove first, and so this is my, as previously we were done till now. So this is my Apex class name. So what I'm going to do, so I want to connect this Apex class with this Visualforce page. How will I connect? So I'll write a controller, because we are going to call a controller here. So this is my controller name. So I copied the name and I pasted on the top. So now I connected my Apex class with this Visualforce page. Otherwise both are individual, like both are independent. Now both are dependent because I called the class name. So now what will I do here? So let's try to make one design here. Let's say let's say here we have one form where you will fill one form. It's a form type, right? So after that, so there is one block, like in this section, in this full block. So there are different sections. Account information, address information, additional information, and these kind of things which we have. It's a different sections which we have. So now let's create like this only. So first we'll create like account edit and this thing. Let me create form only. So then we'll create a block. Now we'll create a sections. So inside that, I'll what I will do. So now I can do one thing. I can write a title here. So whatever title I want to give it. So it's the account edit. As I done, like there is account edit and it's account edit, or something else if you want to give it. So you can, it's your choice. So if I want to see the result, so whatever result I'm able to see here, so there is a preview button. I'll click on this. Now I'm able to see. account edit. So, you know, so this is a block, this line, like on top of the button is line. So same lines which we have here. Okay. So now we have done like account edit. Accordingly, I'll do one thing. I'll add some, let's say account information is a section. I'll say title, account information. So we can do one thing. If you want to do it, multiple section we can create. Okay, multiple section. What's the benefit of that? So let's say address information we want to give first. Let's sorry. So now, so it is showing like this only, right? It's showing like this only. So if I will click on this, let's say I'm adding this is HTML body. So if I'll go to my Apex class side, I'm writing something here like this. So it will throw an error message, syntax error. Okay, it's showing the error message, but it is not like in Visual Force page. If I will add anything in all the sections, something like this, so nothing will be happen. So because this is a HTML body, so it won't throw any error message. So it will throw, it will just display the like whatever we added. So whatever we added, so it is showing the result on the top on the Visual Force page. But if I will click on this is collapsible, right? It is showing collapsible. So if I want to keep this collapsible, that's fine. If I don't want to keep this collapsible feature, so I can go to particular section and I can say collapsible is equal to false. So I'll show you the 1-2 example so you can try from your side. So collapsible is equal to false. So now you can see there is no collapsible, but here we have collapsible, right? Here we don't have. So like this we can remove it. So now let me just let's go to Visual Force page and hopefully you understood. So what Visual Force page does, and so now what we are trying to do here. So we have Apex class name, and so what I want to call this string. I want to call this string here. So I'll do one thing. I'll Apex input page, input field, input text means something which we want to do like this. So there should be some input. How input? So as you know, like we have these kind of inputs. All are inputs, not output, right? This is output because we can read only. We cannot edit anything. This is output form. This is all are input form. So we are just going to make it input form. Input form means input text, and here I want to pass the values. So what value we will pass here? So we'll like pass the value variable. So we passed Apex class name directly, but how to pass a string, like how to pass a variable's name? It might be string, integer, anything. So I'm copying the name of str and I'm going there. So if you want to pass any variable from controller side to Visual Force page, so every time you have to use curly braces. This is a formula expression you have to use like this. Is somewhere you will get this one. So it means this is my like calling from Apex class only. Okay. So it doesn't mean that it is internally variable created anywhere. So you can say here name. So I will just save the records. It might take, it will throw an error message because it is saying like something a page block section must be filled with a character. Okay. So what we will do now? What we will do here? Oh sorry. So after that it will throw an error message. What it is saying, unknown property. It is not able to read to str. Why? Because let's say we have Aura component. So in Aura component or LWC, we are writing at the Aura enabled. Okay. Similarly, in Visual Force page, we need to add it here as an annotation or as a functionality wise. So we'll write here a getter setter. So it's a get set only. Get set is a short form of getter setter. So I'm passing here getter setter. After that, I'm trying to save this one. So now my error will be resolved. Okay. So what is the
If it
use
is
of
an integer, you'll pass an integer value there as it. Value is equal to.
I can pass any Boolean value, any value, decimal, any value I can pass. Not an issue. Whatever you will pass, even you are passing here account only, account, contact, opportunity, list of account, list of contact, anything, list of string, list of integer, everything will be getter setter. Okay, if you are calling from Apex class to Visual Force page. Okay, so that is the thing. So now let's see the result. So its name, it is showing name because we have added this input text here. In this input text, it is showing name. So inside this name, if I want to save something, by default I want to give some functionality. So I'll do one thing, as a like once my constructor will be loaded automatically, this will be display on the input side. I'll say hi, please enter some value. So it is by default, it is showing hi, please enter some value. So we can add something if you want to add it. Okay, if you want to add it, so we can add it. So in this one, in this so it is an example of input text. So if I want to like show you the integer and all, so I'll do one thing, I'll copy this thing. Okay, sorry. So what we were doing here, we were going to create a string, so integer. So I'll say count value, something like this. If I don't need to pass anything. So if I'll go to input page. So value into value, right? Sorry, count value. We can pass as a understanding purpose integer only. So if I go there, so it is showing integer. Okay, same value we got it. So now let's make a calculator on a high level. For 1-2 functionality, I'll give, and rest of the functionality you have to do. And that is your assignment for today. So what we are going to do here, so we'll so this is my first value. I can say it's a count value. So that is this is working as a result. They're working as a result. So if even I can pass result here, and let me copy this thing. Result. So what I will do here, I will say first value value, and this is my result. Okay, this is my result. Even I can add anywhere. There is no order of execution and all, so you can pass anywhere, not an issue. So let's give this that, and let me just save this one. Oh, sorry, this str is not existing, so I don't need to use this str. And let me write here result, or even not result. So what should it be? So it should be, let's say, first name. It should be first name only because it's an input field. It's a first value. So I can copy this one. I can say paste here, and I can say now it's a second value. Second value. Okay, so my output should be in a, sorry, my result should be in output format, right? Not in input format. output text. So now I can I'll be able to see the all these things, and here I don't need to write any account edit and all account information and all. I can say calculator program and in this one, so I'll add the calculator program. In this calculator program, I am able to see the value of these things. So what should happen now if I'll add here like some value here, and I'm clicking on plus button, it should be plus. If I'm adding on minus button, it should be minus, multiply, yeah, division. Everything should be happened with like different buttons. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let's create a buttons means there is function. There is button means we have to create button here. Different 4 button we have to create. So every button will perform some action. So it means if performing some action, then we should have a methods here. So if we'll create some methods here. So now we go to create a method, public void add, or add some adds and whatever we can say, and let's create other methods as well. Okay, let's give a one space, one space. It should be very clear. Okay, add here it should be minus, we can say. Here it should be multiply, it should be divide. Okay, so now inside this, if we have a functionality like this, so what should be happen? So if I'm passing, it should be result equal to plus first value plus second value. Like as you already done all these things, I'm just trying to tell you from Visual Force page only. Okay, and by default, if you want to pass the values as a 0 0 0, by default you want to pass sorry, inside the constructor, if you want to pass as a 0, and the second value as well, it's 0. By default it will be 0, and z should also be 0. Okay, so now there is minus means we'll make it minus, and if it is multiply, you want to make a division, then we can do like this. Okay, so now let me just save the code, and now what should I do now? So once I will call this method, so automatically this action will be performed. Okay, so I'll copy the add, and I'll go there, and let me just text command button. So here we have a command button. Command button means there is button, let's say simple button. So it's a value, I'll pass here value. In this value, what will I do here? I'll sorry, in this word, this is working here, this value is working here to call the things from the Apex class, but in case of button, it is working as a label. So if I'm writing here, press here, or I'd say some, now I'm performing the action, like action, we are calling the method only. Okay, so we are calling add method, an anonymous window, we were passing the Apex class name. After that, we were passing the different method manually. Okay, but and then you whatever result you have, so that would be clear. So now in this scenario, so we are calling the that methods, my class name is this, and I'm calling this methods in the action. And once I will open this, when I will click on this button, so my plus functionality will be performed. Okay, so like this you can do it. So I'll just I'll make it for 2 only, minus plus and minus, sorry, some minus, ठीक है, okay, something like this. So we'll go there. So by default it is showing 0 and the vote button should be like close. I'll do one thing. I'll just keep both of the button outside this section, and if needed then we can make it with lock buttons as well. So yeah, so it seems fine now. So now what will I do now? So let's say I'm passing some value here. Let's say 15 plus 15, it should be 30, right? It should be 30. It is 30. If I'll make the minus of both of them, so it should be 9. If I'm making it 150, 15 minus 150, I'm making it minus. One second. What a prayer. Refresh issue. So 1 second. Minus में हमने क्या किया वो? Oh sorry, second. Oh shit. Second value minus second value. Square. What we'll do here? So let's say it's a 12. We'll make it plus 24. If I'll say let's say 120, and I'll make it minus, it is 108. Okay, similarly any value I can give here. So if I'll make it plus, then it will be plus, make it minus, then it is minus. From the top level, from the UI level, we can make the things like this. You got it or not?
Yeah. Yes, Amay, what are the getter and setter? What is the use of both?
Yeah, good question. Good question. I was about to tell you, but you asked a good question. So a getter and setter means, let's say, let me just tell you. So this is my Visualforce page. No, so this is my Apex class. This is my Visualforce page, and this is my UI where I'm displaying the result with the help of Visualforce page. Okay. So what is happening here? I'm writing here getter and setter. So you know, like if there is some input field, input value on the Visualforce page, I'm entering some value inside this. Okay, if it is saving somewhere, right? It is saving somewhere. In where I'm adding the, like this is a variable, this second value. If I'm adding here 20, here in first value I'm adding 20, then it will make it sum. Definitely if you don't have any variable, then I cannot do the sum and minus, because this is one kind of storage, right? First value is also storage where we are adding the 12, and second is also a storage where I'm adding the 12 or any other value. Okay, so it's a one kind of storage. Okay, so if it is a storage, so what will happen? So first my data, this variable will be get, blank value will be get from Apex class to Visualforce page. Once we are adding the value inside this and 12, 13, 14, so then if you are adding the value, it means we are setting the value. We are adding the value, it means we are setting the value. First we are getting from Visualforce Apex class to Visualforce page, and then we are adding some value inside the input field. I'm adding 12. So it means I'm setting some value. So it means it's setter. Getter means from Apex class to Visualforce page. Setter means Visualforce page to Apex class. This getter setter is not even available in case of your Visualforce page only. That will also be applicable in Lightning component or Lightning Web component. Got it or not?
Okay.
Yeah. So in my.
But you said hello.
Yeah.
But you said the value set the in UI page, no? We are getting the Apex. Yeah. But UI, you said you set the value in a controller.
See what is happening here. So let's say my first value. So where is my first value? This is my first value, right?
Yes.
This is my first value. If I'm adding something here, so first what will happen? So first I should get the value. Visualforce is getting the value from Apex class.
Okay.
If I'm adding 0 here, see I'm adding 0 here. So first value is getting as a 0. If I'm not adding anything, that is making it blank. That is also a value, that is blank value. So I'm getting here 0 value. Means we are getting first we are getting from Apex class to Visualforce page, right? Now what I'm doing here, I'm passing some value here and I'm making the calculation. It means we are setting the value from Visualforce page to Apex class. Got it or not?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Kumar, Rahul.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
it.
good.
Okay. Okay, fine. So this is my Visual Force page, the simple Visual Force page. Like this, you have to build it, and there are lots of functionality and lots of like small things which you can do it. Let's say if you want to add display both the button on the top and bottom, like your these buttons save new and cancel, and save new and cancel bottom and top. Similarly, you don't need to define that buttons 2 times. So what will you do? Apex page block buttons, page no buttons. Between that, you can pass it. You should display the things on the top and bottom. Yeah, both top and bottom it is showing. Okay, so action will be the same. And now, let's say, hopefully this functionality like you understood very well. Okay, so now let me remove the code. Let me remove the code, and let's go to some other functionality in Visual Force page. So let's say in Visual Force page, what I want to create some records from the account object or some contact object, something like this. Okay, we want to create a record, and so let me just go to Visual Force Apex class, and now I don't need all these values. I don't need all these values. Even I don't need all these methods. Okay, let's start from simple one only. So what we'll do now, so what we have to do, we have to insert the records on account object. Okay, so we have to insert the record on account object. So let's say first we will pass the some hard code and all. Let's say, so this is my account object. I'm saying ACC, and ACC also should be with getter setter. ACC is equal to new account. And I'll say, see now what will happen. So for that, we have a DML operations here. DML means data manipulation language. DML means we can do the insert, create, update, anything we can do it. Similarly, we can, hopefully everyone is aware from DMLs and all, because Rahul and Vishwanath I know, but I don't know about Kumar.
No, I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, no worry. So
But
what
I
is,
know DML.
I'm DML, I'm telling you DML only.
No, I mean the title. I know what DML is, but I didn't work
Okay.
on it.
Okay, you know DML, but you don't know what is it.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
How to use it?
How to use that? So okay, let's go to Anonymous window. Let's say if I want to create some account record, ACC new account, ACC.name is equal to say Kumar's record. After that, I'm saying insert ACC. If I'm writing here insert ACC, it means we are going to insert the whatever mandatory fields which we have, mandatory names and all which we have, so that we have to, all the fields should be filled by any name. So what I'm trying to do here, once again, Kumar's record. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm clicking on execute button, and once I will click on that, so it is showing some insertion failed. Phone is blank. Why it is showing? There might be some
Mandatory field.
mandatory field, or else there might be some validation rule. Let me just check.
We did this in the last class, right? Inserting
Sorry?
an account.
Sorry.
We did this in the last class, inserting some account.
So this is phone is blank. So let me just activate this validation. Okay, so now let me just insert yeah, so insert this one. We done all these things right in class,
Yeah.
right? I don't remember. Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is the thing. So let's say if I want to if I want to delete all these records, like let's say I have 20 records. In 20 records, my 5 record is throwing an exception because of any issue. Okay, like we are not able to delete the records manually and automatically. Both we cannot delete that one. Might be some parent-child exception or might be some any other exception. Okay, we are not able to delete. So after that, what will happen? So and the remaining records, if I will make a delete DML, so my none of the record will be deleted, right? But I want like whatever record is deletable, so that should be deleted. Whatever record should not be deletable, it is not deleted, so it should not be deleted. At least it should be perform the action for some of the record. Means we can say partial DML should be happen. Okay, so let's say what I'm trying to do here. So I'm saying list of account ACC list is equal to let ID name from account ACC list. If I'm clicking on execute button, it is showing DML exception delete failed. Any of the exception might be, I don't know what is the exception, some batch apex or whatever is there. But what I want to delete. Let's say there is some issue regarding this account. Okay, regarding this account only. But why I'm worrying about only for this account? So I want to delete rest of the other account. But if it is not deletable, let it be. But yes, rest of the things should be deletable. So what will I do here? Database dot delete, and then we'll make all the errors as a false. All error will be false. Okay, and like deletable record should be in this SSD list. Now what will I do here? So let's count the number of records first. One. So total record is 46. Total record is 46. Now what we'll do here? So I'll click on execute button. Now there is no exception is there. And let's check. It should be decreased, not fully deleted, but it should be decreased. It is showing 18. 18 records we cannot delete, but out of 46 we have deleted lots of records. Okay. So but in case if I'll make it true, what will happen? It will return that records which is non deletable, like which is exceptional records. It will throw the exceptional records only. But if I will make it false, it means all the exceptional record will be false. See, nothing is clear. Okay, so this is my DML operation. This is partial DMLs and all. So if I want to if I want to do any other thing, so that will also be possible, like update, insert, expo, like all these things, insert and all. So here, so same way we are going to insert the accounts. So let's say if I'm writing here ACC, ACC dot name is equal to text. I'm doing the hard coding, and with the help of this hard coding, I want to store, I want to like insert the records in the database. So client requirement, what client requirement is, so once we are loading the page, please understand carefully and give me the answer if you understood the requirement. So what is the question now? So once my page is loaded, I'm refreshing the page. My test record should be inserted to database. Okay, so it should be inserted to database. So how it will be possible? So can I do insert ACC here, and once I will load the page, or then it will be it will be inserted. Is it possible or not?
There should be some operation, right? Is it you mean by refresh it should insert the account?
Yeah. So once
account insert नहीं करोगे तो कैसे होगा?
That's what I'm saying. So what is my question here? So you tell me, let's say my requirement is once I'm refreshing the page, My record
Yeah.
account should be inserted automatically to database. So what
No,
will
without calling to Visual Force page, it cannot insert.
Arey yaar, I didn't say you any calling feature and all. I didn't tell you about anything here. I'm saying this
Okay.
is my Visual Force page. What is my requirement
Okay.
if I'm refreshing this page? My record should be inserted to database in account object. You got the question or not?
The
Or
test account which you created now.
right, whatever I'm writing here. So if I will uncomment this line, so it should work or not, because my constructor is called automatically. It is called automatically, then insertion should be performed automatically.
If
Right.
you run it in anonymous window, it will perform. I don't know whether it's gonna do it on refresh.
No, we can do. No, from Visual Force page as well we can do. But what is my concept? Why I'm like highlighting this point? Because inside the constructor we cannot perform any DML operation. Let's say if I'm saving this one, so you can see there is a error of something thing here. It's showing DML currently not allowed. Inside the constructor we cannot perform any DML operation. Okay, so if I want to perform this DML operation, then what will I do here? Public void main DML. Okay, fine. So what we'll do here, I'm writing here insert. Okay, so you know in a real time as well, so you might have seen some UI, and also once you are when you are clicking on that button after filling the form, then automatically the report should be inserted to database, right? So that is also UI. So this is also a UI. So if you can perform the things from there, then why can't we do the things from here? The developer console is not not a like, this is for testing purpose only. This pop-up is only for testing purpose, not as a real-time performance like it will give you. Automatically it won't